it's my turn to share with you today, and I wanted to use this opportunity for my thought for the day to share with you about how Mars bar had a major impact in my walk with Jesus. So what happened was, when I was in Sunday school, about 7 or 8 years old, we had this really dear elderly couple that used to run the Sunday school at my church, and they were very clever, this couple, because they knew that bribery was a way to get me to learn to read the Bible. And they were so passionate about the Bible, and they said one day, okay, next week we would like you to come back and have memorised Psalm 23. And if you memorise Psalm 23 and you can recite it to us next week, we will give you a Mars bar. Now, this was a full-sized Mars bar. It wasn't a fun-sized Mars bar. And to me, that was the most incredible kind of gift to receive, because I loved chocolate. And we always had kind of biscuits and things at home, but never a full-size Mars bar just for me. So I rushed home, and all week I remember learning Psalm 23, and I'd run through every line, trying to remember it and trying to see if I could recite it. And the following Sunday, I went back to Sunday school, and I proudly stood up and declared Psalm 23 from memory, and I went home with my Mars bar. Now, what I didn't realise was that actually it was going to have a major impact on my faith. Because I'd remembered and put to memory Psalm 23, it was in there. It was in my mind. And so every time I came across a difficult situation or something happened, suddenly Psalm 23 would pop into my mind. Now, for those people who don't know what Psalm 23 is, it's the one that starts off, "The Lord is my shepherd." And I've been thinking a lot recently about what that means. And because Psalm 23 keeps popping up in my life, I began to look into what shepherds do. And shepherds are these incredible people who literally lay down their life for their sheep. Their whole life is spent looking after the sheep. And they make sure there's places for the sheep to go where they can feed properly, where there's food and there's grass and there's water for them to drink, that they can rest. It's all about making sure the sheep are safe, leading them into green pastures, leading them by still waters, and making sure there's no danger around. And I think more and more as I've grown older, I've begun to realise how more like a sheep I am. Because I need Jesus. I need Jesus to show me the way. He is like my shepherd in that he shows me the right way to go. He leads me to places that I need to be. He leads me into green pastures where there's things for me to feed on, where there's the word and people to be around. And he leads me by still waters where I need to know his goodness. And it's funny because Psalm 23, it has been popping up all through my life. One particular instance was when I was starting off my youth ministry degree, and I asked my parents to buy me a study Bible, and the one that they bought me had some writing on the front of it, and I looked at it and guess what it was? It was Psalm 23 written on the front of my study Bible, and it was just a confirmation to me that God was with me in that moment. So that's my story. Maybe you've got a passage of scripture that's kind of stuck with you through your life. But I encourage you, if you've not read Psalm 23 before, have a read of it. I'm going to read it in a moment so that you can see it too. And I'd encourage you today to remember that God is our shepherd. He knows you by name and he looks out for you. God bless you.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.